Yo, what's up guys, welcome back. So a new archetype was revealed yesterday, I think, Pendulum based archetype, Enneacraft. They, how many monsters? I think 8, and 2 new spells, but I think we can expect one more card for the archetype to be, revealed later, I guess in the next upcoming weeks. And the archetype has potential. It's Pendulum based. Pendulums, so that means they have a wall of text, huge amount of text, but I think the advantage of the archetype is that the most of their effects are pretty much the same. Short set, we're not going to read all the effects, but you're kind of 4 level 1s and 4 high levels, let's call it like that. All of the level 1s, the 4, they are basically a Clifford Scout. So when they're in the Pendulum scale, you can pay 900 to reveal 3 of your archetype cards, and then your opponent picks one of them, I think at random, and the other ones are sent back to the deck. So basically a Clifford Scout, right? Then again, card searches directly. But the gimmick of the archetype is that you can reveal all of them in your hand, like what happens here, and then you can special summon a monster face down from your hand. That doesn't need to be the same. So what you can do, for example here, is to always reveal the same one, give that information to your opponent, and then just special summon other flips to the field. So that's gimmick number 1. The thing is that as soon as you use one of those effects of reveal, special summon to the field, face down, during that turn, that entire turn, you cannot special summon, so unless it's face down. So you're sacrificing synchro summons, link summons, even a pendulum summon. That's funny. You're playing a pendulum deck that hardly pendulum summons. So okay, gimmick number 1. Second is that all of them, they have like different effects. Whenever, let's say this one, your opponent, what was it, activates a card effect that adds something to the deck, it flips itself face up, and then, it searches one of the archetype cards, and then it will gain a beneficial effect. I think this one banishes 1 random card from your opponent's hand until the end phase. There is more like, Book of Moon stuff from your opponent, while searching every time. This is a fantastic card. Like, what is it? Again, those names. High level one. Whenever that one is face down on the field, as soon as your opponent activates a card effect on the field, you can flip it face up, negate and destroy the card, and quite the gimmick is all of these effects are not once per turn. So as you see here, what was it? Songs, I think, was negated. You have 2 ways with this archetype to bounce back your stuff, to reset it. That's with the field spell. That's a once per turn multi-bounce, let's call it like that. Or also the field spell, whenever you flip something face up, you can bounce that one. So it's a double bounce, I guess. See, you can just special summon everything face down to the field, reset their effects. And here, look, second time you're using Mar again, flip it face up, negate. It will stay face up on the field, but again, we still have the second effect of the field spell to, whenever something is flipped face up, it will bounce that card back to the hand. And we can just reset it again. The small downside of Mar is that it doesn't work during your opponent's turn. Imagine. Then it would be a super omni-negate. And that's the thing. That's the weakness, I guess. Sure, you gain those beneficial effects. Like here, this is the one whenever your opponent activates like a card effect that special summons. This is a fantastic one. The higher level, this one, that bounces whenever your opponent, chains to your monster's archetype effects. You can flip it face up and then bounce up to 3 cards from your opponent. For now, it's a one-off. But because of this, especially for example going second, it might be a card going to 2, maybe 3, maybe. But I mean, you're playing 4 Clifford Scouts, right? So that's 4 searches every turn, kinda insane. And as you see, that's another gimmick of the archetype, is that every time you flip over a monster, your pendulums, face-up pendulum monsters, they will gain like a counter, and with the field spell, your opponent will get burn damage, in every end phase, equal to the amount of counters, right? So that's kind of that could turn kind of bad for the opponent, because it's really easy to deal a lot of burn damage, like 4-5k. It's definitely not hard for this deck to do that. Okay, so I think one of the monsters I said first was the hand trap, and that's the downside. I was about to say negator, but that's the thing, they don't negate the effects, and that's a huge bummer. Sure, you can flip them face up, search, but they're not negating the effect that they are responding directly to. So here in this case, a monster, activates when it's banished, So we can flip over, I'm not going to butcher its name, and then, you know, it becomes like a DD Crow, so send stuff back to the deck. Let's see, a card was added, or try to add, so we can flip over the right one, and then banish a random card from their hand. I'm not so sure what we banished. Then, again, a card effect was changed, so we can flip over the big one, bounce up to 3, which, you know, comes in handy. Prevents Malice from setting up. But we still have Daruma, you know, the cannon, right? And this was actually a clutch hit. Randomly hit with the you know, TB11, yeah, of the monster. So let's see. We still have the Karma Cannon, we still have Ash, because I think we know 2 cards in hand. Yeah, we don't want to give them the field spell, this is fine, a sign of weakness basically. So here, special summon to the field. We still have the Karma Cannon, not sure. Okay. I think we have the one face down that whenever your opponent activates a monster effect in hand. Yeah, probably should have used it on the hair, in all honesty. So we're using the Karma Cannon now. Yeah, is it Karma Cannon? I think it's Karma Cannon. Stable for this deck, I feel. Fantastic card. So here, again, I think the first card you want to drop face down here is Mar. Because again, as soon as your opponent activates a card effect on field, you can flip over Mar and, you know, do stuff. So we manually flip over the left one, destroy a monster. And the cool gimmick now is that your opponent has like, what is it, 1700 life points left. So now, let's see, they have multiple counters already. We can just pass, we can just go end phase. And then your opponent will get a lot of burn damage. You know, every time we flip phase up, right? So here is fine, doesn't do that much, right? And they still keep paying. So against a deck that 5k, like easy, really easy, 5k. It you know, feels like Trick Stars. The last one, going second. Again, Pendulum based deck. And as you saw, I'm currently running Ra's Fear mode because you're not using your normal summon. Then again, there is, what is it, Winds Spirits? Forgot its name. It's a level 4 wind one. Whenever it's summoned, I think normal summoned, you can search a flip monster from your deck. That's basically your normal summon. Could be your normal summon. But again, like very similar to Runic. Pure Runic, I guess you're not really using your normal summon. So I think Sphere mode could be there. Especially something like Yummy, for example. Yeah, maybe. Like again, these effects are not once per turn. So if your opponent is like Herald, you can reveal like the Omni Negation, for example, set it. And then bam, Ra's Fear mode your opponent. So like here. So extra first. It almost never resolves. Always Ash or whatever. Now it resolves. Okay, so we can drop... Oh, we reveal Mar, but we're setting the one that... What is it? Flips phase over whenever your opponent activates a banished card effect. Yeah. Okay, so let's see. They trigger... They do have Imperm though, so that's a bummer. That's a huge bummer. The Imperm definitely hurts. So now they're able to... yeah, what is it? Full power detonator craps on this deck, obviously. Like, whenever you're activating your pendulums in your pendulum scale, detonator will just pop. Okay, you lose a monster on field, that's fine. Now we reveal Mar again, because they know we have it. They negate it with the ritual, but they're not once per turn. Danger-like. So we drop the Omni on field. So now the detonator with one material is now negated. I mean, we can negate it with Mar. So, and it destroys, and Mar, and you know, eventually you put stuff face down, and it hurts. And that's, I guess, the second weakness of the deck, is pressure. Like here, I don't think there is a way to attack into one of my, like, into the ritual to put it face up. Because, as you know, the higher levels, when they're in the pendulum scale, at the end of the battle phase, when you have 2, you know, archetype monsters in your pendulum scale, you can destroy monsters from your opponent. What is it? Equal to their level or lower. So 3k basically. But yeah, the monsters are face down. So again, super passively, like Ghost Trick, you wasn't able to normal summon attack into it and then, you know, and battle phase pop. Wasn't able to do that. So that hurts. Again, we are expecting one more card for the archetype, so something to maybe put some more pressure on the opponent. The field spell is okay, currently a 3 off, for only one reason. To search it, reveal search. Here I thought I still had the negation, but that's not the case here. So this one has the Imperm effect, but due to the chain links, it doesn't work like that. So his monster comes second. They activate the ritual for negation, that's fine, doesn't matter. Also, you know, wanted to bounce it. But here, as you see, like the Imperm effect of the monster activates now, you know, resolves now, so lost. That was a small mistake. There was one monster that could have saved me in this situation, that prevented destruction. I think that's the... that's the bouncer, actually. That's the one I have in my hand. You know, I searched it previously, so I wasn't able to get... So you see that the bouncer, and prevents destruction might actually be a 2 or 3 of, maybe. But, you know, the deck is running so many Clifford Scouts, so many ways to search stuff from your deck. I think it has potential, but it has some core weaknesses. The extra deck doesn't matter too much. I guess you can, just in case that you could Pendulum summon if you're playing like Pendulum monsters as well, you could go for that, but I'm not so sure about that. But, you know, options definitely let me know. Okay, guys, that's it. Thanks for watching. Feel free to leave a comment or like if you enjoyed the video. Riddim signing out. Peace.